What up, y'all? Polo Sports Talking Entertainment. Having some technical issues right now. Hit that like button, sub to the channel if you're not a member, and also hit the notifications to get all of my content. Last night, I don't think too many people were focused on these particular games. Um, I know at least the vast majority of people wasn't. They weren't really too interested in these games. But uh, the first game, ATL. They pretty much put it down on the Hornets last night, 132 to 103, and then of course in the second game, um, the Pelicans beat the Spurs. But I want to talk about something, man, that is really I think me and a lot of the other brothers are looking at. I know at least I am. I'm looking at two things right now. Uh, the first thing is with Charlotte and their coaching. Uh, I'm gonna be real with you, man. He needs to be fired. Okay. Um. Um. I think they talk about how Frank Vogel needs to be fired, but Coach Borrego, he needs to be fired, man. Just right off the top, there's no reason why the Hornets should be this talented and they should be losing. What's up with the True Viking? I see you in the building. First as always. Another thing is too. What's up with it, Mike? I see you in the building, man. Another thing is too. I apologize, y'all. I'm getting my day started. Um, another thing is too. Another thing is too, man. Is they got a personnel issue in Charlotte. Okay. Uh, Charlotte has underachieved, vastly, and really that's an understatement considering. And I don't know. I know some people probably gonna disagree with me, but they actually had a tremendous season last season before Lamelo Ball had unfortunately got the wrist injury and stuff. And with a superstar talent like Lamelo Ball, I think people want things to go in the right direction. You got Miles Bridges out there, man, who uh, is extremely talented, athletic, and one of the most slept on defenders in the league. High flyer too as well. Um, of course, you got guys, a guy like Terry Rozier who gonna do what he do. Uh, and then of course Achilles Hill that I don't think anybody is really necessarily looking at. They got to figure out what they're gonna do with a guy like Gordon Hayward. Um, I know Michael Jordan is disgusted right now, and they got to get rid of him. And I'm talking about Borrego. Coach Borrego is not getting it done. I know we're talking about all these other guys who are on the hot seat, such as Billy Donovan and of course Doc Rivers, Quinn Snyder, just to name a few. But they gotta figure out some way. If he doesn't get it done next year, if that's if he's still there, He's gone. He's gone because they got a lot of talent on that roster, and they have a lot of weapons. In which you look at the Charlotte Hornets, and you look at why are these guys losing? Why are these guys losing, man? You know, and if you look at Atlanta, being at being at the fact that they had some pieces missing. I mean, they got everything done through coaching, through Nate McMillan, and I know that the Hornets have really struggled this season because I've also talked about them. Now me myself personally, I don't feel that Nate McMillan should necessarily be on the hot seat. Uh, I mean, it's kind of tricky, considering because Nate McMillan has really got them boys playing. Now, some people might disagree with me, but I feel like Coach Borrego is selling something to these guys, and they're not buying in. That's just my personal opinion. Okay. Now with the other game, when it comes to the Spurs and the Pelicans, why the hell is Zion Williamson doing all these funky ass dunks? But you know, you sitting here saying that, oh yeah, you're hurt and falling asleep in film session, things of that nature. And the Pelicans are winning without you. That's the biggest thing. They're winning without you, and it makes people feel like, okay, you waiting to get on there. This is the thing that's gonna happen with the Pelicans, right? If they end up going, actually doing pretty good and shocking the world, which I don't believe is gonna happen. I believe that Zion Williamson is gonna find some way to hop his ass on the train. I believe that that's what he's gonna do because that's sort of what he was doing at Duke. It was R.J. Barrett and Cam Reddish that was doing the work. They was the one putting the muscle in and stuff. But all you saw was the glory given to Zion Williamson. Look, I like Zion Williamson. I like the kid and everything. But let's just call it what it is, man. His head is in the wrong place. His head is in the wrong place, man. First you don't want to be there. Then you listen to the people telling them, hey, you should leave. Then you making all this stuff up. Hey, I'm hurt and all this other stuff. All these other guys is debating on whether or not they should, be playing tonight, with the exception of Kawhi Leonard. What's up with it, Think Tank? I see you in the building. Hey, I got it. Hey, check this out, Think Tank. I got you, bro. I got you. ATL, ATL. We ready. We ready. We ready for y'all. We ready. We ready. We ready for y'all. Y'all know nothing about that, man. Hey, Think Tank know what I'm talking about. Hey, Think Tank, man, I know you work out. I know you play sports, man. They would play that shit on repeat in the weight room in basketball. They would play that shit in track meets. They would play that shit. Of course, like a lot of people don't know. Carcino, shout out to Carcino. He put everybody on game. He was a big soccer lover. Archie was. They would play that shit at soccer games everywhere. Hey, look, they played it at. Look, have my motherfucking older aunts and older uncles dancing to that motherfucking song at family reunions. Sorry, man. I got. I know I got away from the subject, y'all. Think Tank, man. You know he represent ATL, man. So I had to come up here, man. You know I like to shout out where people from. Yeah, it did, man. And don't get me wrong. You know I was a Pastor Troy fan. I like hey, remember Miracle Think Tank, man. See, during that time, that was when, you know, man, Georgia was running shit in terms of, that they started to usher in that fight music, you know what I'm saying? That Pastor Troy, that motherfucking damn, who else? Miracle, fucking I think his name was Drama. Uh uh I remember Crime Mob. Uh, damn, man, it was a whole lot of stuff that was going on in Georgia at that time because I always fuck with that type of music, man. Especially when you talk about like the whole Dungeon family. Cause I was into CeeLo Green, or AKA Gnarls Barkley. I know him as CeeLo Green, but I like, believe it or not, so Think Tank. I like Goody Mob better than I did Outkast. I like Outkast. Don't get me wrong, but I felt like Andre 3000, and this is just my opinion, he made the group in terms of flamboyance and entertainment. And nothing to take away from Big Boy, because Big Boy was a lot behind a lot of the stuff that he don't get the credit for or whatever. He's real smart, but Andre 3000 is, if he's not in your top lyricists, you need to slap yourself. But Georgia during that time, man, was always running running stuff. But yeah, man, I used to love Pastor Troy. He said he's an ugly dude. Oh man, but Think Tank though, man. I gotta ask you though, man. Bill Bellamy had came out, man. What's up with it, Alex? I see you in the building. I've never made at my over Outcast. Well, see, I used to like I like CeeLo, because this is the thing that a lot of people don't realize about CeeLo Green or Gnarls Barkley. I couldn't stand when he made that fucking name. Um, fuck you. Ooh, 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 ooh. I hate that shit. Um, but a lot of people don't know that he could play several different instruments and sing at the same time. He was, I mean, this guy could sing. He sang in the church. He played instruments and stuff like that. A lot of people don't know that Flavor Flav used to play multiple instruments and could also sing too. But you wouldn't know that shit. You know what I'm saying? Unless you really, sat down and talked to. I mean, the motherfucker DJ'd, I think. Had his own radio station. Easy E did a lot of shit like that. He had his own radio show and stuff like that. But anyways, that's why I like CeeLo Green or whatever, because I felt like he was kind of like the heart and soul of Goody Mob, and Goody Mob was just more entertaining to me than Outkast. That's just my personal opinion. When we talk about the Dungeon family, yeah, hey, that's right. You're right. You're right about that. Yeah, because I was looking at that documentary, Think Tank. We met Big Gip. Big Gip came down, or they was always down here, Think Tank. I met Big Gip, and he came down because he with my cousin, man. My cousin, he's really into he was a hip hop artist and everything, and he would meet a lot of guys or whatever. But yeah, he came down here. It was Big Gip and Paul Wall, Slim Thug, But yeah, he a real mellow dude, man. Big Gift. But um, ATL man, they in that thing, man. They Trey Young man doing his thing, man. We got to see what happens, man, because y'all got to challenge, ahead of y'all, man. Could they shock the world? That's the big question. You said he was yeah, he was, man. That's why you never really saw him. Like it was crazy because you like, damn, man, how come you don't see Big Gip? You want to see Big Gip in a lot of stuff. You know what I'm saying? But Bill Bellamy, man, Bill Bellamy had came out and he pretty much he spoke how he felt in reference to what's it called, Ti doing comedy, and I forgot Think Tank that Young Jock did comedy. I was thinking about that, man, and I saw Young Jock. Young Jock is actually pretty funny. Said to make Trey happy, roster moves and coaching, dude, really turn the franchise around. Yeah, I mean he has, but they're gonna have to figure out. Look, they're doing it without Collins, man. Now look, a lot of people don't like this fact. Think Tank that I I like John Collins. Um, I'm hoping that it works out, but they're doing it. He seems, and look, I know some people gonna trip out when I say this. He seems happier without John Collins being on the floor. That's what he seems like. That and I me myself personally, I don't like that sort of thing because they did have some friction, but ATL was supposed to be just like Charlotte was. Both of these two teams right here that were facing each other. These teams were supposed to be a lot better than what they were last year. I mean, am I missing something? Because New York was supposed to be better than they were last year. Atlanta was supposed to be better than they were last year. Charlotte was, and the teams that they said were going to capitalize on this season, some of them did. Like Memphis, they got even better. Uh, I know some people talk, Golden State, but Golden State, it's kind of hit or miss with them. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people not even thinking that they're gonna make it big down the stretch or whatever. But we'll see what happens with that. And then Phoenix got better, of course. Coming back in the final, they looking like they ready to just sweep the whole goddamn playoffs. I mean, at least that's what it's looking like. You said unless you could trade Collins for a solid, a powerful, I'm holding on to him a bit longer. Uh, Hey, Think Tank. I was gonna ask you this: how would you like it if Jeremy Grant was over there? I think Jeremy Grant would be a tremendous fit over there in Atlanta. A guy like Jeremy Grant who could pretty much do it all, who could rebound, he could. He could shoot, and he's athletic. He could run the floor. He could pretty much do it all. Cause I like John Collins too, man. Like John Collins, man. I don't know why a lot of people don't like him. Yeah, Grant in Atlanta, man. That would be real dangerous. I think and he's coachable. It wouldn't be no personnel problem. I've heard some not so good things about John Collins though. That's the thing. See, like me, I would rather like me personally. I think Tank. I want a guy like Dejounte Murray in Philly. I want a guy like that. I would like to have a guy like Collins in Philly. The Celtics wanted Collins at one point, but backed off. Oh, really? Hmm. Yeah, he was. Yeah, because he was. I remember this year he was talking about leaving, but he ended up signing. That was one of the dynamics that I was really looking at was to see what Collins was going to do. But I think they pretty much they hashed everything out. What's up with it, Slinky? I see you. Ben. What you think about the Timberwolves acted like they won a championship, crying and hugging everyone? Relax, you guys are seven seed. Hey, look, I'm gonna be honest with you, man. Hey, that's great that they did that. Listen, let me tell you why, man. Okay, look, I understand, okay, hey, pump the brakes. Let's not get satisfied. But the thing about it though, Slinky, you gotta check this out, right? That organization, man, has been trying to actually turn things around for so long. When you think of the Timberwolves, you think of man, these guys ain't making no playoffs. These guys, at least after KG had left or whatever, or they got a whole bunch of talent, but they can't never get it done. When they had Zach Levine, when they had um uh Carl Anthony Towns, and then um even when Jimmy Butler had rolled through there and everything. But listen, people doubted Anthony Edwards, saying, "Man, they don't know if this guy's going to progress. He all athleticism, but he didn't want to work on any aspects of the game." People forgot about D'Lo. They like, D'Lo just got lost in the shuffle or whatever. They said that this guy can't fit nowhere, especially after leaving Golden State. And then, of course, they didn't know how Carl Anthony Towns was going to be. You know what I'm saying? They constantly saying that Carl Anthony Towns is soft. They're like, well, we understand his mom had passed away and all this other stuff, but he still failed to get it done. And then, just to put, the nail in the coffin too, Alex Rodriguez is not being looked at as a guy that turned things around. I know we talk about other guys in the front office and stuff. You gotta realize this: you love him or hate him, Alex Rodriguez is a winner. You're talking about this guy, man, that came from a winning environment of the Yankees. So, I mean, it's something to be said. Now, look, I'm not with all the, jumping in, guys' arms, just because you want a championship or whatever. But you can't help how they feel. You know what I'm saying? I mean, but I know that they're gonna pipe down. That's when the veterans on the team need to come in, like a Patrick Beverly, and they need to look. Hey, we won, we got that out of the way, but let's not get too ahead of ourselves. And even Carl Anthony Towns, I mean, he's older on the squad too. He needs to be like, look, hey, let's calm down. Yeah, but he still, yeah. I mean, Alex, I don't want see. I like Golden State's development, but I don't like the fact of them. I don't like how they I don't like how they bring along their players a lot of time. Like I was disappointed in them how they brought along Clay, you know, and I don't want them to just rush Steph Curry just because the media is out there trying to push this narrative. Oh well, without Stephen Curry, they're not going to do nothing. No, Golden State, believe it or not, they got enough to get it done, man. I mean, people gonna be like that's cap, but they can get it done, man. You can't be like, oh well, we don't have Stephen Curry. Listen, y'all haven't had a lot of players, and y'all were still able to be somewhat successful. He said, I just don't like Harden's attitude and his effort as Embiid. I could see him and Embiid bumping heads. I mean, listen, that's gonna come. Listen, I'm trying to tell you right now. Uh, when it comes to Toronto, Embiid has not played as well as people think against Toronto. And another thing is that Nick Nurse always out coaches Doc every time they play. And that's the big. What I'm saying is, Tank, is that's the big elephant in the room is Doc Rivers. Harden, of course, man, nobody's gonna throw no money his way, especially if he don't get it done. Don't nobody, man. Listen, Harden, you had your chance. You coming out there and now you really you still stinking up the places. Harden right now, he believe it or not, it's not Embiid. Now, what Embiid's problem is he's gonna have to show people, okay, I can actually get to an Eastern Conference Finals or at least a final. Harden has had his chance. And believe it or not, Harden should be the one that should be deferring and taking a back seat, even to Maxi. It's Maxi's time right now. Maxi is the one that's playing defense. Maxi is energetic. Maxi is going up and down the floor without huffing and puffing. Maxi is averaging less turnovers. Do I see the Cavs making the playoffs? Not having Jared Allen, man, is a big key, man. It's a big key, believe it or not. That's man. Not having Jared Allen, bro. That's a tremendous loss, man. Now they were trying to fight in there. Darius Garland, man. He's really slept on, man. And I know some people like, oh well, see, I told you they needed Colin Sexton. Look, without Colin Sexton, man, they was. I think they was in the top three at one point. It just feel like Doc ain't feeling hot, and especially certain comments here. Oh yeah, that thing is come. This is what Harden wanted, though. Think Tank. This is what he wanted. This is what he wanted. He wanted everything. He wanted the fall of Rome, so to speak, in an organization. That's what he wanted. Now you seeing everything coming to pass. They said the trainers and coaches will let Kerr know today if Steph is ready to go Saturday. Think Tank. I mean Alex, man. They need to let nature take its course, man. Let nature take its course. I don't want Steph to get out there if he's not ready, man. I'm tired of seeing that. Dog, do you know how many problems now? Okay, we're talking about injury reports when it comes to AD and Kawhi Leonard and some of these guys that continuously constantly hurt or whatever. We got to look at Steph Curry too, and I don't want Steph Curry to get out there and God forbid get hurt again, man. So I'm like, let's not try to rush it. I know people go, well, man, but he was playing awesome this year. He got the record. He got multiple records this year and everything. No, 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 no. Yeah, but this is the playoffs. and people are trying to win at all costs. Oh, yeah. Oh, wow. He signed the. It was said Harden left the Nets because he didn't want to face the Raptors. Of course, man. I mean, that's what I've been telling people. Y'all look at. I guess people are looking at the Raptors as some fly by night team, some team that you could just run over and everything, man. No, you got guys that can run. You got guys that can shoot. You got guys that can finish at the rack. When you talk about a combination of Scotty Barnes, when you talk about a combination of Fred Van Fleet, when you talk about a combination of Gary Trent Jr., these guys are lighting boys up. And on top of that, you got a do it all player, Swiss Army knife like Siakam, who's playing much better. Yeah, exactly. It comes down to who wants it more. Slinky, man, your Raptors, man, they're not to be slept on. I've been telling people. I love Fred Van Fleet's game. I always talk about him. If you listen to my videos and you hear my annoying ass voice talking about him, dog, Fred Van Fleet is a fucking man. He's a joy to have. Anybody that's from the Illinois area, like Chicago area or whatever, they could really hoop. I mean, he's one of the best to come out of the Illinois area. His game is something lethal, man. Like to have the ability to close and have the ability to shoot and finish at the rack. Yeah, man, that nigga around the rim. Just look at the way that nigga finished though for his size, man. Everybody talk about Kyrie Irving and stuff like that, soft off the glass. Go look at Fred Van Fleet. Go look at him. Look at his ball handling. Look at how and look, I know people like, oh man, Polo, you capping about Gary Trent Jr. Gary Trent Jr. is one of the hottest shooters in the league, man. But they ain't gonna talk about him. Man, Think Tank, Slinky, True Viking Queen, everybody in here stopping through to show love. Mike, I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna holler at y'all a little bit later, man. Make sure y'all pull up later. Polo Sports Talking Entertainment. I'll get at y'all later.